Hello everyone, so this is my eGen 8, as I've done a review on it before. So the bridge is a Edge 3 in this. It's had some really bad press, and I will admit it's not my ideal kind of thing. Sorry for the head cut, by the way, I record with my phone. So basically this video is showing you how to change this. Oh no, that's not it. Hang on. Because I have purchased a genuine Edge Pro. Okay? So these are top of the range for this, which are fitting. It says made in Japan on it, so you know it's a real deal. I think it was made by the J-Craft lot. So I'm going to show you how to put this in. I'll also show you the different tone differences, like sustain, etc. So first, I'll show you what it's like with the Edge 3. Turn it up a bit. And quite quickly. With the proper, genuine Japanese built bridge, it's 10 times better. So the strings I'm going to put on them are also a bit different to these ones. So that will alter the sound slightly. The slinky ones I do believe, or super slinky, Ernie Ball ones. But anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. For this job are a screwdriver and an Allen key. That is it, really. There's also little bits. For example, it's in the package in there. These holders here. I'll tell you more when we get to it. But yeah, it comes with all the bits. This is from the German company Tomman. I think that's what you call them. That's where I got this from, for €250, I think. Yeah. So what you want to do first, you want to take all that out, what you don't want, is you want to flip it over, get your screwdriver, and take out the back screws in the backboard there. I've already got one missing. It's quite good actually, this back plate, because Ibanez designed it so you don't have to take it out when you alter it. You know, when you change your strings, you don't have to take the back plate off to alter the springs at all. So it's quite a good idea from Ibanez, really. They did a really good job. Obviously you can do this process a bit quicker by using electric screwdriver, but I don't actually own one, so I'm doing it by hand, the old-fashioned way. Okay, for those of you who've never done this before, it is quite easy, and it's quite difficult to mess up, if I'm honest. I had to alter my Gen 5 slightly to accommodate a new thing. Anyway, so in the back you'll have this. Quite self-explanatory really. These are springs what balance out the bridge, hence why it's called a floating bridge, because it's balanced with these and the strings. Okay, so what we'll do now is turn it back over. Please keep your screws safe. And we're going to take the locking nuts off, and it's going to detune the whole guitar as always, as you can hear. The reason I have to slacken these off slightly, because this for some reason moves when I whammy too hard. It's a problem I need to sort out, to be honest, but if I keep up there relatively slack, it doesn't move. So yeah, move them. Okay, so two ways you can do it. You could take the springs out now, so the strings, which is the way I always do it, and then you take the springs out at the back. Makes it much easier because the springs at the back will be more slack. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take out, sorry, I'm going to turn off the camera now to do it because I need 2 hands. What I'm going to do is undo these separately, and as I do, the strings will just pop out and I'll take them off from there. So now all the strings are off. Now's quite a good chance to clean your fretboard if you really want to, get all the grime off from your fingers. I've just done that myself, and yeah, they're clean. Plenty more hours in play. So this has now dropped down, which means the springs, I get my words all muddled up today. The springs in the back are now quite relaxed. So what you're going to do is take these off, and that'll free them from the little case if you want from in there. Just take them off. Now I have quite bad luck with these because the springs tend to come out with some force if you're not careful. And I'm quite heavy-handed, if I'm honest. So when I say they really do come out, I do mean they can come out. Oh, this is annoying me now. Come on. How long are these screws? There we go. 1, 2. Alright, so to free them, it's really simple. Careful you don't damage your guitar though. You can always just lift up and it'll do that. That one's flown over there somewhere, and my arm's in the way so it doesn't. There we go. So that's all the springs out. That were easy. And if I lift the guitar up, the bridge will stay there. So that's how to remove a bridge. Really simple. As you can see, some of the gold plating is starting to wear. Yeah, I can't be doing with that. Compared, I'll put them together. Not much in it really. This is the new one. It just looks better quality. My fingerprints all over it. Look. Just looks better quality. For example, just little things. The whammy holder, the tremolo bar, that's just a hole. That is actually a lock-in thing. Oh, there we go. It's got the things to lock it in. Little things like that all add up. I will have to do the intonation on it, but I'll worry about that when I'm tuning it. So now all we're going to do... Oh, hang on. This is what I was talking about. These here. Okay, so I can take these out. I can't remember the exact name of them. So basically what these do, the knife edge goes in there of the tremolo, so it'll be these bits in here, either side, they go in there and it holds it. Now you're meant to take them out from in there. There's a special tool what you can use, or what some people do is put these back in, leave them out slightly and get a claw hammer to them and drag them out. But for me that would damage the wood. I can imagine it would anyway. So what I'm going to do is take them out, and I'm going to see if the new ones are compatible with the holders. So it'll be renewing these, and that is technically what you want. You want to renew these. Looking at them, they're not too badly worn, but they are worn a bit. So I'd like to redo them. I'll just put the camera down for 1 moment. Yeah, you can look at me whammy bar if you want. So yeah, it'll all affect it eventually. I can't get these open. It will all affect it. So you want to make sure you do a good job to start with, so you're not coming back and renewing bits. So the new one I have is here. So what I mean, this is the actual thing. It should just slide in, but they are a really tight fit. So I'm going to see if this will fit in there without, excuse me, without any modifications. So if I try and put that in, I immediately see that this is too big. The thread's way too big. As you can tell, it's bigger. So to get them out, there's a special tool. It's like a vacuum thing, or like I said, you could try a claw hammer, but I'm reluctant to do that because you could damage the wood. It's entirely up to you, but there is ways to do it. I just thought I'd show you how to do it. This is using a claw hammer. So you put something down to stop you from damaging the actual guitar itself, and all you do is put your claw over it and lift up, and it comes straight out. Quite impressed with it, to be honest. So there's one out, and the other one, hopefully this isn't stubborn. The other one worked quite easy. Put it in, no issues. Normally they can be really, really stubborn, but luckily, there's a bit of the felt left on there. That's alright. So there you go. And all you do, where are they? So there's one in there. You should get the new ones, and now you would have to make sure the felt isn't covering it over like mine is, and you would have to persuade it in. So that could mean giving it a bit of a hammer in, because you can't just push them in. So what I'm going to do is take these out and make these go in. I thought I'd come into my utility to show you a bit more about what's happening. So these have now been put in. Now you'll notice there's some glue about. I didn't realise, but there was also small cracks in the wood, and as I've put these bigger ones in, it's actually cracked the wood. So I've had to wood glue it. It's not something I'm proud about, but it's happened now. Let's get on with it. You know, I've sorted it properly and whatnot. So anyway, these are now in. So this is the bridge, and basically that is going to just slot in when I can fit it in into there. It's going to float like that. Obviously there's no strings in it at the moment. So the height wise, I think it's not too bad. Not too bad if it's going to go like that. Oops. Not too bad, I guess. Yeah, it's about even. That'll do. I'm actually happy with that. So now I'm going to put the springs in the back. I'll flip the guitar over. It's quite hard to do this one-handed, but the springs are here. Now I wouldn't worry too much about changing this. There's already one in, there's nothing wrong with the one what's in, and it's also got a soldered wire onto it for the earth, so I'm not too bothered about that, to be honest. I've got 4 springs here. That's kind of cool. The other one only had 3. I wonder if one's just spare. I think one will be spare. Can't get 8. It also comes with Allen keys, that's nice to know. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right. Alright, so the easiest way to do this is to put the springs in first, and then put the bar on top, so it locks them parts in place, and then you can stretch them over to that part. I managed to get one on, but that's all I could manage. It's really difficult to do. So I'm just going to do that. 2 hands needed. Alright, so everything's in. I had to put 2 new wood screws in because, well, you can only guess it only got worse. These came out and the wood must have lost its thread inside, so I had to put some bigger ones in. Not a problem. So that is it in. I need to restring it. So that sits in there really nicely. Not a problem. So yeah, I'll restring it and get back to you. Right, so everything's in. I've got it level, got everything tuned up really nicely. It sounds great, to be honest. Really good sustain, really good tone on the clean. Yeah, it's actually gone quite well despite everything what went a bit wrong. But it's done now, you know, it's all secure. The good thing about this, actually, I've just found out, the Edge Pro, you don't have to cut the little ring off at the end of the strings. So it's actually big enough just to go in there. So actually, I think it's quite clever that. It's got little, if you can just see, if it'll focus. Don't look like it's going to focus. On these parts here, anyway, it's like it holds the string in place. It's kind of like up at that end, you know, where it holds it in place. So yeah, I'll show you what it sounds like. And after all that messing about with the whammy, it still stayed in tune. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I must admit, the Edge Pro is an amazing bridge. You know, it sounds amazing. I recommend it. I know it's a lot of money, but it is worth it. Despite everything what went wrong, it happens unfortunately. It's still a secure guitar, everything is still in place. So if you want to do this and you're not comfortable about doing it, take it to your local guitar tech, I'm sure they'll do it for you. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. The next video on this guitar will probably be changing the pickups. I've ordered some for the neck pickups, it's DiMarzio Gravity Storm, and then for the bridge pickup it's Deactivator pickups, all passive pickups, so I can't wait for them to come. Alright guys, thanks for joining me, don't forget to subscribe, like, etc. See you later.